Okay, hopefully the first half of your zipper went well, and you are at this stage with it sewn down this side and backstitch at both ends. Now remember how we had it pressed so we had an overlap? That's what's happening here. This is why it's called a single lapped zipper. If you imagine that this is the front of the garment this way and this is the back of the garment, say this was the side seam, our zipper laps from front to back. What we do in this step is attach this side of the fabric to the zipper. And essentially you sew down here and across the bottom of your zipper. It's easier said than done, but I know you can do it. We do this blind, quote unquote, which is why I had you do that exercise in class the other day where you had to sew your gathers from the blind side. Now what you need to do is make sure that you are lined up well here before you start pinning. We don't want our overlap to be like that much or that much. We want it to sit just right there, about that far over. Now it's a little tricky because there's this big old stupid zipper pull in the way. So if you want to start with this out of your way, you can, but I don't recommend it. Let's just do it with it there for the first one. However, you can flip the pull up, makes it a little flatter. So what you've got to do is get this nice and lined up so you're maintaining the same margin of overlap all the way. And we've got to start pinning this piece of fabric through that seam allowance and into that zipper tape. So what I'm going to do first is just take a pin and put it through there. These don't have to be quite as meticulously placed as the first side, but you still don't really want to cross the zipper tape that much. So see what I've got there? We're in pretty good shape. Now what I'm going to do is keep going down and taping this to the zipper tape all the way down, about every inch or so. Now if you pin carefully, you should be able to see, I'm missing my zipper tape there. I'm not pinning carefully. Let me start over on that. You got to do some feeling around. It's right there. You got to use your finger to find out where the edge of that tape is and make sure you're catching it. And again, make sure you're maintaining this overlap too. Make sure everything's placed right. If things aren't placed right when you pin them, you're pinning them incorrectly. You're just making them stay somewhere they're not supposed to be. It's a very dull pin. So again, we should look like this on the back side. See how my pins are catching? Oh, not that one again. There we go. You're going to keep going all the way down to the bottom of the zipper. You should be able to find where that is because that's where you're sewn together, right? So we're going to want to cross over here, but I like to put one last pin down in the corner. So I feel the edge of my zipper tape all the way down to there. There we go. Now I'm going to sew all the way down here, and when I hit here, I'm going to turn 90 degrees. Something else you can do though, if you pinned this right, you should be able to peel this open a little bit. See in there? You can do the same trick we did last time and pull this zipper pull out of your way a little bit. That'll let me sew the top part of it with ease. But remember, as you sew, you're going to have to stop again with your needle in and pull your zipper pull back up out of your way. We'll do all that at the machine. But right now, this is ready to go. Okay, here we are at the machine. I've got my zipper ready to be sewn. We're going to sew on this side. And what you're going to do when you do this is you've got zipper teeth on that side of your zipper tape. So you need to sew down on this side of the zipper teeth. And we're going to use the zipper foot to do that. But you're going to have to switch sides with it. Since our zipper teeth are here and we're sewing on this side of the zipper teeth, we're going to want this side of the zipper foot to be flush. So you got to take it off, move it to the other side, And then look at your needle position. Because if I sew that right there, that is going to crash right into my zipper foot. See up there? Bam, we don't want that. So don't forget to move your needle position. That is much safer and can go in the space in the zipper foot there. Something else I want to point out to you. If you look under the underside, do we see how that is not a consistent margin? Here it levels out to be about the same space all the way from the edge. Since we pinned this with the zipper pull kind of in the way, it set it off that way. So I'd like to take a moment and straighten this up. So I'm gonna pull out these top 2 pins. I'm just gonna scoot all that over to where it lines up nicely. See how that's good and lined up? I'm gonna hold that in place and repin this portion of my zipper. Double check again there. Yep, pretty good. So here we go. I'm gonna repin this. All right, now I'm feeling good about where things are. Mostly. Now, you don't need to be bumping the zipper foot right up against the edge of the teeth. But what this does is allows you not to jump over out of the way. What I encourage you to do is, excuse me one second, there we go. When you get a sense of how far away you are sewing this from this edge, just keep that margin. So my needle is going in there, right? And I'm that far away from the edge. Just keep that far away from the edge all the way down. The zipper foot will keep you from jumping over the teeth. We're going to sew down this side until we get to the part where we need to pull the zipper pull up. Let's do that first. This you can just kind of disregard. Just keep it from getting sewn in on the underneath side. You've got to make sure that you are also sewing through the zipper tape. It is easy to miss, but if you don't sew the tape, you're not sewing the zipper in. So I'm going to start here and here we go. Don't forget to back stitch. See, I'm just maintaining the same distance from the edge. All right, I'm coming up on that zipper pull. It's getting in my way a little bit, so I'm gonna stop with my needle in, lift up, and this can be a little bit of a dance. Just get that zipper out of your way, and then you can drop your presser foot and carry on. Now I've made it to the bottom. I turn 90 degrees with the needle in. You don't backstitch here at this part, but we're gonna walk across. I don't like to use the presser foot here because I might hit the metal of the zipper stop. I just use the flywheel and walk my project across. I'm trying to keep this vibration down. And once you've crossed over the seam, you can backstitch over that. And hold down the reverse level by hand and let the machine walk back over. See how using the flywheel makes it go nice and slow? That's what we want. You don't want to hit that metal with your needle. You can stop there. I like to kind of go one more. And now since I know the metal's not there, I'm using my presser foot. And that's it. I just finished sewing this zipper in. Let's pull it out from under the machine and see how we did. Don't forget to always trim your threads, everybody. If you trim them as you go, it'll make your life much easier. Pull these pins out. And there we have our set zipper. Now, this is not a good margin up here. See, I'm not covering up my stitch. This is what the finesse of sewing zippers takes. It takes some time to get used to it. Even when I rush, I will still mess them up. See, that's not perfect. But you see the functionality, and you've got the idea. There's the zipper. It works. That's how you do that. Good luck, everyone.